What's up, good people? I'm here with Mitchell Pascua. It's been a little while with a business breakthrough. What's up, man? How are you?
Good. How are you, Tanner? How's
Good,
everything?
good, man. Good. Equip Services. Tell me how the business has grown. I see some good revenue here, man. You look like we're between 45 and 80,000 on a monthly basis. That's awesome, man. Good for you.
Yeah, being in Seattle, we fluctuate between 45 and 85, maybe topping out at 100K in the summer.
Wow,
So
very nice.
we started in 2020 and have grown from 125K to now sitting a little under a mil, trying to break that mil. Hence why,
Yeah.
maybe get some good advice from you and see how we could do it.
Hey, hey, man. That million barriers cool. It's what I think. It's all about the production, man. I think once you get that production right, tell me how the production's set up. Do you have subs, or did you invest in employees? What does that look like?
Yes, so how it looks like now, it's both. We have
Okay.
both
Hybrid, actually.
subcontractors
Yeah.
and a good a steady crew, a good foundation right now with 4 employees. So they're keeping
Very
us
nice.
busy through the winter. And now it's now coming up with a system where it works for both employees and subcontractors. So that's where we're
Right.
at. And it's funny. I just got off the phone with Jeremy
Okay.
and did a whole
Okay.
production rate
Nice.
video call walkthrough,
What'd you
and
think?
a lot has changed, by the way, ever since you first rolled it out. So I'm like, oh
Yeah.
man, I think I need to give it another try.
Yeah. Yeah. Heads down, man. Heads down. And so you did the product. What do you think of the production rates?
Good. So a little backstory. I tried it back. When did you roll it out? Last year,
2021.
2021. Okay. So
Oh, wait. Are you talking about production rates, or are you talking about drip jobs?
the production rate,
Oh,
production
that
rate.
was.
I the
I think
drip job
I
since,
think it hasn't been more than 6 months. I think like about
yeah.
6 months. Yeah.
I think 6 months ago. Yeah, I first jumped on it, and then there were a few things that I was missing, and 6 months later hopped on with Jeremy, and I'm like, hey Jeremy, what's changed? And a lot has changed. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it another try. Where I think adding the color chart is
Big
genius.
time.
I've been
Huge.
manually putting that in the description every single time. So that's a big change, and yeah, just the organization format of how things look, very clean, very clean.
Yeah, I mean it's constantly going to evolve. Like I think, we get a little pushback because it's a paid add-on, but really what that does is just allows us to focus on building it as if it's its own app within our app.
Mhm.
And it's just a strategy to make sure that it continuously evolves. Like I think like great features in an app need to be treated like apps within an app, like job costing, like production rates, so they continuously evolve, get easier, faster. I love production rates. I just busted out between the last 20 minutes. I just did two exterior estimates in 5 minutes, just by punching in numbers, hitting go, hitting send. So, and it's nice. It takes the pressure off. I used to sit at the computer late at night reviewing photos and like trying to see all the angles and be like, how long will that take? And and then it's like, man, now you just punch in the numbers and go. So glad you're getting some value out of it. And of course, we're here if you need it, man.
Definitely, that's what I'm trying to break through in my own habit, is that mentally we know how things will, or
Yeah.
how long projects will take. We'll be like,
Yep.
okay, you look at a project, you're like, okay, 80 hours, two guys,
Yeah.
1 week. But then now I think it's what, now that we're scaling up to go past
Yeah.
that mill, it's like, how do we
Yeah.
systemize it, right? In which,
As you're
that's why you created
scaling,
that whole system.
right, and you're doing the right thing, man. As you're scaling, you're like turning around saying, okay, what can I fix? Like, and what can I refine? And it's good to do that in a momentum swing because I think you have a lot of energy toward things that have worked and you can remember them quicker instead of like getting to a position where it's like, this isn't working. I need to fix this. It's like, okay, something's working good, but how do we get it to be great? And like for me at least, man, like I do that with everything in my business, like how we answer the phone, how we do color consultations, how we do every area of our business has to continuously be checked. I never am like comfortable with the way we paint. Like, it's like, let me go into a job and see how we're prepping this and how we're doing this. So, I mean, that's leadership, man. That's good stuff, man. Good for you. So to get to 1 million, what's been working marketing wise? How are you getting the word out?
Marketing wise, Tanner, is that what you said?
Yeah. Yep.
So, the last few months, actually, we finally pulled the trigger on Google ads
Okay.
and lead service ads, and we started that in
How many
November.
reviews do you have on Google?
40. But
Okay.
before that, I think we had maybe 20. I think we've
Okay.
doubled just the last 2 months.
I want to
Open
see
it.
you get to I want to see, brother, you got to make that, like, you need to get to 100 by the end of the year. You're going to do 60 more jobs.
Right.
That's the crazy part. You're going to probably do 100 jobs, So if you make one thing a focus, you have got to have the most reviews in your area to win the game. Like, that's a long-term play, Mitchell. That's just going to give you fruits beyond your greatest aspirations. I'll tell you, I have 250 and it's free money, brother. I mean, you can't beat it. If you're the top dog in terms of reviews in your area, you will win the game. Now, part of winning the game is understanding who you're up against, right? Figuring what that number is. Are you in the heart of Seattle? Is that where your business is?
That's correct. Yes. Yep.
All right, let's see who you're up against. So I'm Googling. Surprisingly, Google Guaranteed is only showing a 21 review and a 6. Who's doing your Google?
I got Search Click Grow, Michael McLean.
Okay.
Yep.
He's going to do a great job. That's my buddy. Has he mentioned Google Guarantee to you?
I think so, but maybe not in detail. I don't know. It's been a while.
Okay, so write this down, and I see you're taking notes, which I very much appreciate. Is you want to make sure that he's getting you on Google Guaranteed, which I'm sure that's part of his process, but there's not much competition for it for Seattle. The big dog, Sound Painting, he's at 335. Do you see him around town?
Yes. Very familiar.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that you can't get to 400. You got 157 for Finney Ridge, 234 for Queen Anne. Look, this is a long-term play, but you need to be thinking about every single customer needs to leave you a Google review, and how can you achieve that? What's your strategy now? You finish it. I want to know now so I can help you. What's your strategy right now? You finish a job. How do you go for that review? How do you make sure you get that review?
Oh, one thing that's been helping, definitely drip jobs. That's one less thing I have to worry about as far as sending the link.
Shooting out the link. Okay.
Yep. You hit complete. Change the status to complete on a project.
Okay.
That sends it out automatically.
So would you say that what you do is you when you're done the job, you just move it over and then you send the link and pretty much hope that they leave the review after that point,
That's
right?
correct. And I know I need to do better in following up and just
watch this. You ready? I'm gonna do something that is gonna help you see how easy this is. Mitchell, after this is done, would you mind going to my podcast and leaving a review for me?
Definitely. You got it.
Right? So you just committed.
Yeah.
You just committed. So even if you don't commit, I just gave myself a better chance. And honestly, it feels a little weird. So make sure that your production is good enough to where you feel as though you earned the right to ask for it. And look for small things, right? And that's our business focus is like, we do the scope and we look for a little bit more. We look for that pole in the front. We look for the light bulb that needs to be changed. We look for the smoke detector that needs batteries. And we try to find ways to get creative. So part one is accountability on the customer's part, but we want to earn it. Part two is, are my guys incentivized to make it to where they're advocating for the review because the customer is now aware that the team benefits from it? What I started doing, and it's been a freaking game changer. If my team members get mentioned in a review, they get $25 on their check for each review.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those bonuses that, look, they're not going to get rich off of it. It's not one of those things where it's like, it hurts them to not get, it's like $25, right? But what it does is it gives them the incentive to talk about it during the job. So when they do something small, what do you think my crew leader's saying? All right, well, listen, you don't owe me anything, but make sure you leave that review.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Got it.
And I encourage anyone listening, I encourage you, go to my painting business Google page and just read a couple. It's all about the team. They've dropped their names in every single one of them. Bo, Shamel. I mean, you just see their names. And it's honestly because The guys are there advocating for it, and they know they're going to get an extra $50, $75 on their paycheck just because the customer leaves a review. Guess what they're asking me? Hey, has Miss Palmer left the review yet? No, not yet. Teresa, can you call Miss Palmer and make sure she's happy and remind her to leave a review? That's how much of a focus this is, brother.
Yeah.
So long-term play is, what is Equipped Painting Services going to look like in 3 to 5 years? And we want to make sure that in 3 to 5 years, we have 500 reviews.
Wow.
Right? And you'll be top 1 to 2 in Seattle. Right. We're talking one of the biggest cities in the country. I'm in Ocala, Florida, dude. I didn't have to work that hard. I mean, I'm at 250, but I'm just saying, dude, like, to get to be Seattle's premier company on Google and having the most reviews, nothing will beat you. You'll be untouchable.
That's awesome. Wow. You got it. That's holding me accountable to just that simple ask. And I think that's what's missing for a lot of contractors, right? Where they don't have that ask. And so I think I need to do better.
Like you got to earn it, though. Like, I'm not going to ask you for something if I don't give you a good coaching session here. I'm not going to say, hey man, would you leave me a review? I'm going to be like, damn, I don't think I really delivered for you enough to get you to do something extra for me in excess of what's already owed to me, which in this case it's free. But when it comes to a painting job, you paid me, it's even. So like for me, I always try to go above and beyond, because at the end of the day, I don't really see a complete job without a review. I really don't. Right. If you're not leaving a review for me, I know we did something wrong.
Wow. Okay.
Or you're not happy. So absence of a review is also a great indicator for you to go in and see where you could have done better, or how you could have, hey, listen, I noticed you didn't leave a review. Generally speaking, when that doesn't happen, we might have dropped the ball somewhere. Is there anything I can do to make this full circle for you? Oh, I just forgot. Or no, you guys did great. I just been busy. Oh, can you resend me that link? Reviews are future money. I can't tell you that in any simpler terms. So that's such a big focus for you, I think, is going to be, let's get those reviews. Let's get to 100. I want to see 100. There's no reason why you can't get 100 5-star reviews total by January 1. And that needs to be a big focus for the company.
Definitely. That's
what
the
else?
goal.
What else you doing for marketing?
Right on. Marketing, I'm on Thumbtack.
Where's the Facebook ads?
No Facebook ads currently.
You want to know? You want to know something cool?
Yes.
Every one of your customers is on Facebook. Every one of them.
Yeah.
Why aren't you there? Why aren't you at the party?
Right.
What are we doing?
Would you put the same amount of money into Facebook ads?
I put more.
More.
You should spend at least $2,000 to $3,000 a month. The volume you're doing should go toward ad spend.
Okay.
Do
you have a formula, Tanner, of percentage wise towards marketing?
As much as you can.
Yeah.
As much as you can. But the thing is, it's not so much the marketing. Number one, it's who's doing it, right? Who's doing it and what's their track record? Some people specialize in Facebook. That's my suggestion. I'm not saying I favor one over the other. I'm saying that when I go to the dentist, I want to see the guy that's been working on teeth all day. Right. I don't have time. Like, we don't got time to be the learning curve for somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Somebody told me that the other day. I went to a painting ask me. He's like, look, I know I love that you've been in business for 8 years. The other guys are great, but I don't need to be the test dummy.
Yeah.
You already made all the mistakes on everyone else, right? So especially when we are looking to expand, we need people that can get us into their system and produce results, because they're already producing results for people. It's like, all right, let me crank you through. We're going to do exactly what we did for the last 25 people. Okay. So I would suggest use someone who specializes in Google for Google. Let them do Google. Great. Use someone who specializes in Facebook. What I personally don't like are the agencies that try to do both. These are two totally different animals. This is just my opinion.
Yeah.
Right. If your dentist says, hey, by the way, I can handle your eye stuff too while I'm here, you'd be like, dude, what? No, I'm going to the eye doctor. You don't even have the machine that looks like it's from the 1940s,
Right.
So, but here's the deal. With Facebook, it's more work for you.
Mm-hmm.
What you're looking for is someone that knows the targeting, the audiences, the flow, the copy, the metrics, the conversions, all that stuff is what you're paying someone to do. But the Facebook is actually more on you to generate good creatives, which makes
Mm-hmm.
all the difference in the world. If you just throw up before and after pictures, you'll get some interest, but you won't get commitment. So what I did is I create videos of me walking through my jobs. Hey, this is Tanner with Premium Painting. I'm the proud founder. I'm in front of the wrap vehicle. And you should check this out. You can actually look at the Facebook ads library and type in Premium Painting if you want to watch it. But it's a great ad. I had a lady not too long ago say, I loved your ad. It's the reason we called you because we feel like we know you. Like you were
Wow.
so imagine that for a second. So you got to look at the customer's perspective. This is the essence of marketing is I don't know who you are and I don't know your brand. How can I get to the point where I invite you to my home? And I don't know about you, man, but I don't invite anyone to my home that I don't know. And I'm expecting people to invite me to their home based off of a before and after picture of some random house I painted.
Right.
That's not marketing.
True.
Marketing
That's
is
so true.
relationship, connection, trust, all those intangible things. So for you, when you go into an agreement with someone with Facebook, understand that it's mutual agreement. It's not, hey, get ads and leads, bring me ads and leads. I'm just setting you up for proper expectations. So the goal would be for you to start documenting your business on video. Video is king. It instantly eliminates like 90 of the 100 fears that someone has about hiring a contractor because you're on video. And just like me and you are on video, you can feel my energy. I can build trust with you here. You can feel my tonality. You can decide whether you want to do business with me. If I were to offer you something for sale after this, I have a way better chance of doing that because me and you are engaging on video. Obviously, because we're engaging, it's higher. But even if I sent you a video, you'd feel more confident than if I just sent you a picture of something and say, hey, do you want to buy this?
Right. So true.
Psychology here. So you're building relationships. So what is your video strategy on the job? Are you documenting anything? Are you taking videos? Are you getting in front of that camera? What are you doing?
Jeez, none whatsoever.
Okay. So
Yeah,
here's
that's
your
definitely
option.
something.
I would start with this. First, you need a good Facebook marketing agency. Okay. Second thing is you have two options. You do self video, which I like to do because I like editing videos. It's like, I don't know, it's like I get into flow. I enjoy it. But the second part of it is you want to make sure that if you don't do that, you hire a pro. And you can find, dude, Seattle, you can find a videographer to come on, pick a job where either the house is empty or the customer's super cool and say, hey, we want to get some content painting your house. Do you mind? Or, hey, if I give you a little bit of a discount, would you let us do some content here for our Facebook? Most people are like, yeah, do it,
Yeah.
and then invite the videographer over, get your team fresh fits, and then have them put together a cool promo video and run that on Facebook. And I'm telling you, man, this is the secret because it's changing, man. People are buying in our industry now based on their own research and their own feelings and data. If I recommend you somebody and we're neighbors, you might take my recommendation, but you're going to put their name in Google, then do your own research. You're going to read the reviews. You're going to make a better decision. People don't want to get screwed over, and word of mouth isn't as strong as it used to be. So what the video is going to do is going to keep building relationships. And when people see that video over and over and over and over again, it's like, you know what? Let me get a quote from these guys. They seem legit.
Right. Wow. Yeah.
So you want to get from 900,000 to 1.52 million. It's just leads. You just need more estimates, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Exactly.
There's hundreds of people as we speak in Seattle picking up the phone and calling painting companies to do some form of painting, whether that's coating, house painting, cabinet refinishing, right?
Right.
Me and you've been on the call now for 20 minutes. Your phone hasn't rang, or it could have. I think it went out for a second, right?
Yeah.
The thing is how can we get whoever's calling to call you? And all it is visibility when they need to make the call.
Right.
And right now, Google, you're nowhere to be found, right? You're changing that, which is good. But again, that needs to be more of a long-term play. Facebook is a short-term play because instantly you're in the game.
Definitely. Okay. Google, Facebook, anything else that you recommend?
Right now, you need to see yourself, Mitchell, as a lead generation service. And I say this because if you just change that mindset, it's not so much of do you recommend anything? It's like what else is out there? Which may have been
Right.
your question, but I just want the mindset to
Everything.
be it doesn't matter, dude. You
Yeah.
should be on everything, anything that promises you a painting lead, get on it. Get on it because the equation to be successful in this business is very simple. Generate the leads, perform the appointments, send the proposals, win a certain amount of jobs.
Right.
It's just the leads, dude. It's just the
Yeah.
leads. It's all the leads. So if you're a lead generation service, you're taking that lead and you're pretty much selling it to your production team and you're capitalizing on the profit. And you rinse it and repeat, and you rinse it and repeat. Now, here's the deal. As you grow and you continue to stay in business, what's going to happen is that organic traffic, the people that hear your name or that word of mouth, which could still work, right? Or people that just trust you or heard of you or repeat business, that starts to become your foundation. And eventually what happens is, let's say, for example, next year, maybe a third of your lead flow, you didn't have to do anything for, which is great because if you spend the same amount of money this year as you do next year, by default, you're naturally going to grow. It's natural progression. So the interesting thing is with Facebook, it's money in, money out. With Angie Leads, it's money in, it's money out. Sometimes with Google, it's money in, it's money out. So the more you put into it, generally speaking, the more leads you're going to get.
That's awesome. Switching that mindset. Just volume.
Wow. But I hope that helped because I think
Yeah,
the
definitely.
question should be is like I'm going to pull the trigger. It's just like, let me spend as much as I can on leads.
Right.
Leads is leads. That's going to win you the game.
Yeah. And that was a big step for me, pulling the trigger on Google. And now we're seeing that, that change and that, that
Yeah,
influx of
you're in the ball game. I mean, that's so
yeah.
big. I mean, I would have told if you told me you weren't on Google, I would have said get on Google. But I think being multi-directional, because what happens is people will see you on Facebook, and guess what? They're going to go to Google. They're going to Google you. Like, hey, is this company legit before I put my information in? Then what they do is they go to your website. And then the website needs to tell the same story as the Facebook ad did and the Google ad did. How's the website looking? Is it good?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think, did you say
Yeah.
Micah's making it?
Micah did the whole website as well.
Perfect. So I know it's good. So you
We
got a
we
clean
rebranded, by the way. We've rebranded from that Equip Services, having that general name, to now Equip Painting. So now
There you
we're
go.
just
Did I
blasting.
tell you to do that when we spoke last?
I don't know. You might have. You
I
might have.
might have. It's good though, because again, it
Yeah.
creates confidence that that you're working with a professional. So aside from marketing, aside from all that, how's sales looking for you? Are you happy with sales right now? What's the closing ratio?
I checked on Drip Jobs actually. I think I'm at about 50% currently
That's
closing
good
ratio.
for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy
Are
with
you happy with your sales? Do you feel like you're getting a lot of yeses? Like, and I would assume so, because if you weren't doing Google and you're not doing Facebook,
right.
most of your traffic seems to be pretty committed to you, whether that's
It was
organic or
repeat. It was a lot of repeat clients.
okay.
But with the leads that I am getting in, I'm happy with the quality of the leads from Google. Very, very,
Yeah.
no tire
Well,
kickers,
the
right?
intent. It's the
Yeah,
intent,
yeah,
right? They're seeking you, which is great. Yeah.
definitely, yeah. So the quality of the leads are great, and I am happy with the sales that I'm getting. I think I'm, if not a little bit more, I think I'm 20% more than this time last year. So I am seeing this upswing, in increase. So I'm hoping that momentum takes us to the spring and summer.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I think like if you got to realize you're not even on Facebook yet. Like
Right,
you're
right.
not even there, dude. Like,
Yeah.
and the amount of people that go on Facebook, it's almost like you're standing outside of the Super Bowl, bro. And you're just in the parking lot.
Yeah.
You're winning, and imagine if you actually entered into the arena where everyone's hanging out and everyone's engaging and everyone's being social and everyone's I mean, it's like digital door knocking. Imagine being able to knock on
Right.
10,000 doors a day. That's what you're doing with Facebook if you have 10,000 impressions. right?
Wow.
And not only are you knocking on the door, you're not being invasive. People are actually wanting to interact with you. It's amazing. I mean, we live in such a time, bro. I mean, such a time to be able to utilize these tools that to get to $1 million is so easy. It's crazy. Now, I'm not saying that from the production side. That's your job, which it sounds like you know, right? I mean, I'm the first one to tell you that it doesn't matter how many leads you get. If you can't produce the work, it's worthless. So you said that the production's doing pretty good.
Yes, yes. So we've incorporated employees now, and that's been
Yeah, I
able
love
to
that.
keep us pretty steady. And then any overflow, we've been able to use subcontractors. So um, yeah, we're pretty happy with the process so far, and now it's just like you said, leads pumping the water into the into the system, and just
Yeah.
rinse and repeat.
Yeah, rinse and repeat, man. But again, I would make Facebook a focus going forward. I love it. I think it's one of
Yeah,
our best lead sources. I'll tell you again, just to emphasize this, because again, proper expectations are so important with a new marketing channel, is your results will be directly proportionate to the quality of your ad. Like bar
yeah.
none. It's not a question anymore. It's if you have great ads, a great call to action, and you can evoke the emotion out of your customer of inspiration or motivation to move forward, you will win the game. Now, do you do cabinets?
We do, we do. We
So what you
haven't
need, you do you
highlighted
do,
that
do
as a
yeah. So for me, you got to understand, bro. Cabinets are killer on Facebook, dude. Like I think, like even if you just ran cabinet campaigns, you would have more leads than you know what to do with. Now,
really.
again, I'll emphasize this. It's because it's a curiosity factor. We know that cabinet refinishing is cheaper than replacing. Do you know
Right.
how many people have dark brown old cabinets in their house? I don't think you understand that before 2010, that's all they put in the houses.
Yeah,
That
got it.
it'll be
Wow.
it'll be 30 years before we put a dent in that number. So what you need to do on Facebook, and I'll help you understand this, is you need to create your own market. And that's the beauty of Facebook is
Mhm.
you might enter someone into the marketplace simply based on your ad or your creative or your education as to why cabinet refinishing is a better alternative than replacing, and how easy it is to get a quote and how simple the process is, or how you can quote it virtually, or how you, so you need to be a
Mhm.
mastermind marketer. But the best way to do that, you don't need to go to marketing school. That's a scam. You just need to think like your customer. You need to
Mhm.
think what they would think. If you didn't know anything about painting and you were just sitting on your sofa drinking a glass of wine watching TV, and you're in the commercial break, and popping up on your screen is equipped painting services, and here you are with you standing there and saying, "Hey, are you thinking about changing out your cabinets? Before you do that, real quick, we can actually refinish your cabinets. Let me take you through the process." And you walk through a home with the camera and you say, "Okay, here's my head guy, Joel. He's going to take it from here. Hi, I'm Joel. We just prepped off the entire kitchen. Our customer is super happy because it's non-invasive. Let me show you the filtration system that we send out to the front yard." And you just kind of like take them through this process and never be naive to the fact that you do this every day. People have never seen this process in their life.
That's awesome. Wow.
You feel me? So that's how
Yeah.
you
Right.
become a marketer, is you answer the
Right.
questions you know your customers are going to have. That's the key. And you do it in a way that creates excitement and enthusiasm. You know, like if you have you ever seen any of my drip jobs commercials?
I have. I think every day. I
Every
think it
day,
pops in.
which is a
Yeah.
bad thing because you're a customer. We got to get that squared away. But the idea behind those ads is I just think of a question that I know people have about the software that becomes the focus of the ad. So for example, you know, I think there was one about like lead nurturing, right? And it's just me sitting there saying, "Hey, are you buying leads? Well, guess what? Would you, you know, buy a Lamborghini without car insurance?" Like, no, you wouldn't. So why would you spend thousands of dollars a month without something to help you nurture your leads and you know, take care of the people that you're spending money on, right? So that was a question that people had of like, you know, what does Drip Jobs do? Like that's one of our main features. Now with painting, I did the same thing. Most people don't know how we prep a paint job. When you do an estimate, don't you do a good job of explaining the prep process? Right? Isn't that one thing that you talk about all the time?
Yep.
It's the big question. That's probably the big separator for most painting companies, to help people see why you're more, because you don't just come in and start slapping paint on the wall, right?
Definitely.
You guys spend hours putting paper down, putting plastic over things, prepping. So I just made a freaking video that walks through one of our best prep jobs ever. We bagged this whole house, floors paper, plastic on cabinets, plastic on granite. And I just said, hey, this is how we prep everything. The fans were prepped to the most beautiful prep job on a fan. Look at the fan, you know? And don't you think people have the question of like, hey, do you take the fans down, or do you just like cover, like, have you ever had that question before? So like, that's great marketing. It's just like lowering the trust barrier, answering questions, building value, and then boom, earning the contact information. And then from there, capitalizing on that interest, closing the deal. And it's rinse and repeat. I'm having the best first quarter. I've already sold $210,000 in painting jobs since January 1. And most of that's attributed to Facebook.
Oh, wow. Wow. And that eliminates a lot of the questions up front, right? Because they see how you prep the work, right? And so, you know, maybe that's a question that already is answered in your video. So yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, your reputation precedes you. And it's like when they say, oh,
Yeah.
I already know you do a great job. I saw the video. Oh yeah, did you like that? You know, so I
Yeah.
gave you a lot. I gave you a lot, man. I hope this helps.
No, that's awesome, Tanner. I appreciate it. You know, I think I think that is one of the key, you know, areas in the business that I need to focus on more, is being a great marketer. And I think I watched that last video where we're trying to get a piece of that pie, right? Especially in Seattle, you know, trying to get a piece of that pie and have those eyeballs on our business.
Bro, get the pie. And what's great about it is you're one great ad away from being flooded with leads. I mean, it's awesome, dude. So I highly endorse Micah. I don't know if he's doing Facebook for you. If he is, I'm sure he's going to do a great job. Personally, for me, I'm a big fan of just letting people specialize in what they're good at. You make the decision on that. In terms of next steps for you, man, good luck. If you need me, I'm always here for another coaching call, bro. Catch you on the next one.
I appreciate it, Tanner. Yeah, hopefully when we connect next time, I'll be over that mil mark and
you will.
and
it's inevitable.
with you.
It's
so,
inevitable.
Yeah, definitely.
All right,
appreciate it, Tanner.